What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video. So today we got a very exciting reveal. We got Vi and company. So this just dropped, so let's go ahead and jump right in and see what we're working with these new Piltover and Zon cards. Restart that.
Sober Enforcer on the scene.
Okay. All right, so here we go. We got 5-2-5. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, Challenger and Tough. Okay, so I mean, 5 minute or five toughness with Tough is that's very good. I mean, yeah, that's really good. I mean, there's very few things that have like just raw 6 attack that'll be able to just one shot this. So we're looking at hard removal or some sort of buff spell to like take this out in one shot. And Challenger's, I mean, Challenger's just a great keyword. I mean, no way around it. While I'm in play or in hand, grant me +1/+0 when you play another card. Okay. Max +8/+0. Okay. Okay. That's pretty insane. So 10 attack, 5 power toughness. Yeah. That's pretty insane. Okay, when I strike for 10 or more, we level up. So we're looking at a potential 10/5 Challenger toughness for 5. That's already insane. That's already an insane card. So if you have this in your opening hand, that's gonna be pretty good. All right.
I'll wipe that grin off your face.
Another new card there. Alright, what's happening?
There's
Okay.
the 1-2 punch. Eat this. Hit 'em where it hurts.
Okay, draw cards for a 1-turn KO. 4 mana, 3/3. When you play a 2-cost card, draw 1 fleeting. Interesting. Man, okay. I mean, that's super cool. So we're looking at something kind of similar to Auctioneer in like Hearthstone. Obviously, it's only for 2-cost cards. And then the card you draw is fleeting, so you have to play it that turn, or it's going to disappear from your hand. But I mean, this is a really good tool to potentially like thin out your deck if you're looking for a specific combo piece. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to hit a big combo piece if it's gonna be fleeting, because then you just like obviously it's gonna be gone. You won't be able to play it. But I mean, this is like super insane for an aggro archetype too, because a lot of the 2-drops are super valuable. Like, I mean, imagine dropping this next turn, and then the next turn being able to play like a few. Oh man, I mean, this is a super powerful like reload tool for aggro. So I mean, like, I feel like there's definitely going to be an aggro archetype where that's going to fit in. Oh, what was that? Hold on. We'll see in a minute. Okay, wait, so how did that interaction work? Because it doesn't look like it's fleeting. It doesn't have like the glowy green fleeting. Okay, give ally +2/+0 this round to create a fleeting ball breaker in hand. Oh wow. That's pretty crazy. So this is Vi's signature card, clearly. He's got a big old power fist. I mean, yeah, not much to say right now about this card. I mean, it's pretty strong with Vi. I mean, bumping +2 as much as you want on a creature is obviously super vulnerable to like hard removal on a single creature, but you can go wide with this too if you have a big board, and yeah, you could really sneak some kills with this. So I mean, this is also good in some sort of like aggro archetype. I mean, it looks like Vi could potentially be some sort of like aggro finisher. I mean, she's gonna want might, most likely, to like get that 10 damage potentially on like 1 turn, and then the overwhelm, it gets more face damage. It looks like might is becoming like sneakily one of the most powerful cards with this new set. So Noxus is gonna be yeah, bumping up in its play rate a little bit, it would seem.
send a gift. Face meet fist. Coming to save the day.
Okay, okay. Oh man. Alright, that was a fun animation. When I strike a unit while attacking, deal 5 to the enemy nexus. Wow, okay. Yeah, so this is definitely like an aggro finisher. That's pretty insane. Especially with the Challenger Tough. I mean, it's going to be super hard to remove without something... Man, 6 defense with toughness is crazy. This is going to be really hard to remove without hard removal, or like a Will of Ionia just to delay it. Man, and with a Might and some low health creature, it's like... It's power crept Darius for sure. I mean, it costs 1 less, and if it's leveled up, it's like... So nuts. This is so nuts. This is just obscene. I love it.
Or wreck it. Bring it.
Okay. Deal 3 to a unit. Did we see that before? No. So, okay. So this deals 3 to a unit apparently, which is potentially very strong. That's a sick animation. Oh my gosh. Dang. Okay. Wow. That was cool. That was super rad. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, we don't need these anymore, I don't think, so I can take those off. Alright. Jump on over here. Okay. Let's go and hide that. I don't think I'm on Legends of Runeterra right now. That's why. Alright. Okay. Oh man, the resolution is so poor. Okay, whatever. So we've got Patrol Wardens. When I'm drawn, cost 1 less this round. Wow, that's crazy. Oh wow, and it synergizes with that other card too. So, like it synergizes with the Insightful Investigator. I'm not sure. Draw 1 fleeting. What does that even mean? I'm gonna look up how this works really quick. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of these cards. I was just trying to double check and see if there was something else going on with this interaction, because in the video it didn't, the card that was drawn didn't have the like green aura for the fleeting effect, so I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something, but it seems like they played it immediately, so I'm going to assume that the card that is drawn gets fleeting. So we're just going to work under that assumption and then go from here. So let's start with Patrol Wardens. I mean, if you, this is I mean, 3 mana 4/3 is a decent style line already, and costing 1 less is like super insane. 2 mana 4/3 is super insane. Not much to say about that. I mean, it synergizes very well with the Insightful Investigator. If you were to have like a Mystic Shot or some other 2-cost like Brothers Bond or something, because I mean, this seems like it's like one of the archetypes that will emerge here is like some sort of P&Z Noxus aggro style deck. So yeah, this is like super powerful reload for aggro, because I mean, if the board's pretty much like not going your way somehow, you can drop this. If it survives, you can just drop a bunch of 2-cost stuff and then kind of reload if you're able to chain stuff back to back to back. Yeah, this card is super good, super swingy. I'm not sure how many different archetypes it'll fit into. I mean, it'll probably find a home in quite a few, because card draw is pretty premium in our current game. I mean, P&Z kind of has all of it. I mean, a lot of it. Sorry, P&Z has a majority of the card draw with like Progress Day, Rummage, now this. There's other stuff like Glimpse in other cards. There's Tutors and like semi-like Tutors and like other archetypes as well. Yeah, so P&Z remains to be the kind of like card draw color or region. So I mean, these cards will definitely be played together, I would assume. I mean, this card will probably see play if there's just like some sort of, I mean, there could be like a championless like archetype, aggro archetype here where this fits in. I mean, I don't foresee this card not seeing play. Like, it's when drawn, it's a 2-mana 4/3. That's super good. That's like insanely good. And if they're going to be kind of like power creeping the stat lines, then this will definitely find. Then 4 attack will become like more and more relevant. So it'll definitely find a place. And then we talked about this a little bit in Untitled Investigator. I mean, I'm sure everyone in the comments are going to be, like on Twitter and everything, are already saying Auctioneer, because, I mean, this is like a pseudo-Auctioneer. It's kind of like, yeah, Legends of Runeterra Auctioneer, where it's not like, you know, it's not Hearthstone levels of power, but it's still extremely powerful for the game that we have. There's a ton of 2-cost cards. We got Mystic Shot, we got Brothers Bond, I mean, we have Glimpse, we have... I mean, Glimpse would be insane. You draw 3 cards off a Glimpse instead. I mean, the list goes on and on. We can take a quick peek. Let's just open up Legends of Runeterra here and see what we got. See what we're working with in terms of like potential workarounds for this card. Yeah, so you can see there's clearly like some sort of aggro archetype that already is like obvious here with the Arena Battlecaster, the Boom Crew Rookie, Academy Prodigy might be able to find a spot. Chempunk Pickpocket's good. Oh yeah, of course, the new Noxus 2 drops. I mean, like, that 2-drop with, I mean, there's so many like value 2-drops already, and the ones that are coming out that'll like, I mean, yeah, it's a 4-mana play, so obviously you're not gonna get like the early game benefit from it, but I mean, like I was saying earlier, it's kind of like a reload. I mean, maybe there is some sort of Freljord thing too, where it's like you just use it to generate value, like thin the deck potentially as well. Yeah, there's just so many value 2-drops. Like there's gonna be, I mean, yeah, Vital Feast of course, War Chefs. Yeah, there could even be some sort of like interesting self-damage archetype where like, man, Death Lotus into like Crimson stuff with that. It lets you like reload, potentially get more Crimsons on the board. I mean, I don't know how good that would be, but I mean, there's potential. There's Thermo, obviously. Thermo Beam could be hit for 2. I mean, there's definitely like, there's things. I mean, this card's like decent. It's gonna see play. I mean, there's no way that card draw at this like, it's no way like card draw like this with a 3/3 body is not gonna see play. I mean, it's too good. So, yeah. I mean, this is a pretty crazy reveal because all the cards have like value in some archetypes, and like the cool thing is with like the base set. I mean, we've had it for so long that everything's kind of like solved, but they're like with the new set, they're Riot's they seem to be adding more different types of like win conditions, obviously, and like different workarounds for like deck builds. So yeah, it'll be super interesting to see what people come up with in the next like few weeks with these archetypes. Yeah, it'll just be so refreshing to see something that's not, you know, spiders or you know, Karma, Ezreal. I mean, I'm sure Karma and Ezreal will both find places in the game as well, because I would assume the watch list is like with the caveat of like, let's see how this new set affects the way things shake out with the metagame, and then if Ezreal and Karma still are pretty degenerate, we'll try and implement a fix, some sort of tweak to like augment their power level. And I mean, like the concerns obviously with Karma and Ezreal, just like the limitations on game design. So I would assume that's kind of what they're going with here. So we'll see how it goes. And then this guy, I think he's probably, let's see what else we have. He's probably like the hardest card to find value for, like at face value when you're looking at these cards. But there's obvious synergy with like Maokai, with the new Maokai card that obliterates the opponent's deck because you're left with 4 cards. So I mean, in a pinch, like if you need to draw something that'll potentially like get you back in the game on Maokai or like stabilize you, this is good. But the obvious downside of like letting someone draw a card, I mean, you could potentially, there's interesting potential here because like if you're playing against an opponent with a big hand, you could draw them 1 up to make them burn a card on their turn, potentially like, getting like a cheeky burn on some like combo piece or like some really massive like control tool that like if someone with a big hand is playing like that, they're most likely like a control or combo archetype. So burn a combo piece, burn a control piece. Obviously with Maokai, this speeds up the like end game potential. Maokai obliterates everything except for 4 cards. Maokai I think costs 5. So if you have a turn where you don't need to do anything somehow besides like Maokai to obliterate the deck, and then you can play one of these. They go into their turn with 2 cards left. If you have a second one in hand, drop it, and then they have 1 card left. That means they literally have to end the game within those specific turns. Otherwise, like they have to end the game on you narrow their window. They get 1 turn instead of 2 turns to potentially end the game for you. So. Very powerful tool for Maokai. I'm sure this could potentially open up some other cheeky stuff with like Chronicler of Ruin to, I mean, it's kind of like, again, it's kind of like Legends of Runeterra's version of the Cold Light Seer from Hearthstone, where there is potential for like potentially just like doing some sort of cheeky mill burning people's cards, but I mean at the downside of like filling up your opponent's hand. I don't think Legends of Runeterra is quite at the point like with Hearthstone, like back when Cold Light Seer was very big, where people are having these like massive hands and they're not really like doing much on the board. But if we ever were to somehow get into a game, like a meta game like that, where people are, they have these big hands, they have all this stuff, then you could potentially like work in some sort of cheeky deck where like, you're just like drawing people's, like burning people's stuff off the top of the deck when their hand's already full or something, with like some weird like resummon mechanics and stuff. And then obviously like you're drawing cards too, so it's not like you're gaining value outside of that because you can control like your hand state while they're getting burned. So yeah, I think it's again like it has a very specific niche that this fits into, but I think it's a good card for sure. We got very interesting cards in this reveal. They're not like clear cut bad or good like some of the other reveals have been. There's a lot of like value that can be had from these cards, which is really cool. It's really cool to see. Gotcha. It's 4 mana fast. And drawn 2 costs 2 less this round. Deal 3. Okay, this is one we saw when deal 3 to a unit. So 2 mana, deal 3 to a unit. Super good. Even a 4 cost deal 3 isn't horrible. This isn't a card you'd want in your opening hand pretty much ever. I mean, I just don't think you would want this. This is like, I like to say pretty much all that kind of stuff with a grain of salt because I can't predict the future and there's no way to predict how some specific metagames would shape out and where this maybe would want to be in the opening hand or specific matchups. But I don't think this is really a card you want. I mean, I could see this being like, I don't know, maybe a 2 of it. That's the thing, is it again synergizes with the Investigator if it's drawn, and I mean it's going to be played most likely with Investigator, so because it's another 2 cost card and deal 3 to a unit for 2 is insanely powerful. So we'll see play. I just don't see many. I don't know if many archetypes will be playing this outside of the like Investigator stuff. Because I mean, we'll see. There are already like Thermo Beam is super good. It's slow, obviously, but there's a caveat of like obviously dealing to a unit, so Mystic Shot is kind of like superior in a lot of situations. So I mean, it'll see play. It just I don't know how many archetypes it's going to see play in, so we'll have to see. Vault Breaker, yeah, we talked about this a little bit too. Yeah, I mean, 3 for +2 is kind of expensive. I don't know if this will be main decked. I mean, you get the value of, yeah, I don't know, you get the value of creating a fleeting one in hand. If this was 2 cost, it'd be insane. It'd be too insane. Because then, yeah, it'd be too insane, I think. But it's just like the kind of cost where you're like, man, I kind of wish it was 2 so that the investigator. Oh, you could see Vi on the cheek. That's kind of funny. You can't see really anything else with the character there, except obviously you know it's Vi because the giant power fist, and then yeah, that's cute. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like this kind of card is like hard to predict. I would foresee this seeing play in some archetypes. Like it could definitely it could be like a 1 or 2 of in like an aggro P&Z Noxus type thing for like a wide board if you want to. I don't think this is necessarily a card unless you like a very specific board state where you're able to safely pump up a creature a bunch. Because if you pump up a creature a bunch, you're super susceptible to hard removal. And if it's on like a cheaper creature, it's like even more susceptible. It just opens up the options for ways that they can interact with it. The Spellbot got kind of a buff, so maybe in like some sort of weird Spellbot archetype where, I mean, like you just want to spam spells, this could be good. Someone's commenting 3 times Cloud Drinkers plus Vault Breaker is actually infinite attack value if you're fast enough. That's a solid meme deck. But yeah, I mean, you have to draw 3 Cloud Drinkers for that to work. And that alone is already so insane. That's like insanely difficult to do. I mean, you could do some sort of... Oh, I mean, you don't have to draw them, actually. You could do 3 with, like, Dawn and Dusk, and then infinite attack, but, like, as long as they have 3 chump blockers, the turn is... I mean, you could do an infinite attack on 1, or 2 of them. I mean, you could make the turn last forever. Maybe you could stack the animations, kind of like that Counterfeit Copies meme deck, to where they, like, skip turn again. I don't know if they, like, patch that out or something. And I don't know how long the animation is for this. But there's meme potential for sure with this card. I feel like it's definitely like... It has the potential to find like a spot, like a flex spot in a deck, like an aggro archetype or something. But I don't know how... Because, I mean, most of the time you would probably just prefer... Like, if you need that +2 attack to potentially trade with a creature, you're most likely just playing Mystic Shot, especially in P&Z, or, like, Get Excited, so, yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of like an average card. It will most likely see play in some archetypes, definitely see play in some meme archetypes, but I don't know about beyond that. And then, yeah, Vi. I mean, her arm is just, like... It's just like a little like sausage going inside this massive freaking Thanos power fist thing. So yeah, while I'm in play or in hand, this is super powerful effect, especially if you start with it in hand. This is a pretty insane aggro bomb, especially with the challenger. I feel like this is like kind of like the card that if... Man, Savage like Reckoner, this is what I'm like thinking of, just like looks at Vi and just cries, like, because this is just like so much better in every way possible. Yeah, I mean, pretty much that. It's like, think of like what Savage Reckoner is trying to accomplish with like its stat line and its effects, and then just take Vi and like just make it so much better instantly. It's like just take Savage Reckoner, make it better in every way, and you have Vi. Yeah, I mean, this level of effect is probably kind of difficult to pull off, but you don't necessarily even need the level up effect. The level up effect is kind of win more, I feel like. God, it's so crazy. I mean, this is like such an insane power creep on Darius. It's hilarious, actually. Because, yeah, how much does Might cost? I think it's 3. Might deck builds. That's not quite what we were looking for. So yeah, it costs 3 and you get +3 in Overwhelm. And it's burst, so... So, I mean, 5 mana, you drop it. Maybe on the turn you attack. I don't know. I mean... 8 mana, 13/6 Toughness Challenger is, I would have to say, better than 6 mana, 10/5 Overwhelm. Oh, and Overwhelm as well. So, I mean, like... Yeah, I'd say especially since you can bank spell mana, and so you can play this sooner than Darius, guaranteed. You can bank the spell mana for Might, and just have straight up better, faster and better Darius. So I mean, like, that's just with the base version too, if you have it leveled up enough. And the Might also helps potentially level up Vi. So. Yeah, it's a pretty insane card. If you draw it late, it's unlucky and it's not going to feel as good, but there are... If you're playing in an aggro archetype and you draw it a little bit later, it's not going to feel that bad. Especially, like, you draw it turn 3, still gives you 2 turns to play a bunch of cards. You most likely will be able to play, like, 2 or 3 cards within that time in an aggro archetype. So you're looking at, yeah, 5, go up to 8 if you have Might. Yeah, you're already like bombing super hard, and I mean, if you're playing against an aggro archetype, you most likely will be fast enough to where people will have used removal earlier to get rid of stuff, just like stay even or like stay alive on the board. So she might even be able to like survive for more than 1 turn. So, yeah, it's pretty strong. I mean, it's definitely gonna find spots. I mean. Again, this is like, it's crazy how many of the new cards want Noxus as their supporting color again. Because I feel like Noxus has been kind of on the low end of power for the last couple of months. And it seems like on release, Noxus is going to be, going to be seeing a lot of play. Pretty strong. I mean, again, they're just kind of most likely going to be supporting in a lot of these archetypes. I mean, PNZ's self-sufficient, Freljord's pretty self-sufficient. At least they have Swain now, so there'll be like some more Noxus support to go with it. So, yeah, Noxus is looking pretty good. I mean, this is PNZ cards, but Noxus is... I'm hyped to see that Noxus is going to be doing a little bit better, because they've been kind of suffering. And the Draven buff definitely helps, and yeah, it'll be cool. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about these new cards. They're pretty much all decent. I mean, with the exception, we'll have to see about Ballbreaker. I mean, it can see play. I think all of these cards can pretty safely see play in in one archetype or another. So yeah, pretty good reveal. Pretty exciting. I mean, we're getting so close to the release. Man, it's only 9 days away. That's crazy. So they're gonna release. In those 9 days, they're going to release Ionia. Ionia's in 2 or 3 days, and then they'll release the new region, which I think people have been saying is most likely going to be Bilgewater. And then, yeah, that Bilgewater release is going to be nuts. There's going to be so much to cover. That might have to be split up in like 1 or 2 videos, so yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say. I really appreciate you if you stuck around to the end here and are watching. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing whoever is here in the next video. So yeah, have a good one. Thanks. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you did enjoy the content. It really helps out, and I appreciate it a lot. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much. Have a good one.